Hey guys, welcome back for day 21. Yesterday we talked about a measure of center called the mean, which was the average. Today we're also going to talk about another measure of center, but it is called the median. They are similar, but yet different. The average is a little bit more reliable than the median, unless there is an outlier, and we'll talk more about that to come. But right now we have the median. And what we're going to do is we're going to actually go over number 5 today. I know we normally do number 1 together, but 5 seems to probably be where the issues lie. So I want to clear that stuff up. So what I'm going to do on my paper is we're going to work out number 5 together. And I'm just going to simply list out the data points that were given. So 0.5, 6, 3, 2.5, 1.2, 0.4, 2.4, 6, 9, and 9. Okay, now the big thing with this, since there are decimals have a tendency to look like commas. So we want to make sure that we know that that's a decimal. We know that that's one number instead of two. So on your resources at the top of your form, we mention the very first thing you need to do is order them from least to greatest. Now the median is another measure of center, but the way to find the center is to actually order least to greatest, count till you get to the middle instead of the average. So what we're going to do is when I have my list of numbers, it's actually more helpful to start with this so I can cross the numbers out along the way. The biggest mistakes students make are when they order them from least to greatest, they forget a number. So this way, I'm crossing them out as I go. All right, so the very smallest number is 0.4. I'm going to cross it out. Comma 0.5. Cross it out. Then I have 1.2, cross it out, so that way I know it's gone. Then I have 2.4, making sure my comma and my decimals look different. And then comma 2.5, comma 3. I have 2 6s, which duplicate numbers are fine. You're going to want to make sure you put both of those down because those do matter, and then duplicates of 9. So that's, to be honest, guys, the hardest step is ordering them from least to greatest. Just make sure you do not miss one. So right now I'm going to count to the center. Now you can do it a couple different ways. I am super, anal about making sure I do it correctly. So I will put little check marks under each one, counting them until I reach the center. So there's 1 check mark, 2, 3, 4, and then see how I'm left with 2 in the center. If I check both of these off, I'm left with nothing in the middle. So if there are 2 numbers left over, you circle them, and all you're going to do is find the average of those. So exactly what we did yesterday. So I'm going to take 2.5 plus 3 gives me 5.5. And then I need to take the average, so I divide by 2, since there are 2 numbers. You get 2.75. And then the directions again state to round to the tens place, so that 7 becomes an 8. So again, this is a measure of center, just like the mean. The median is something you would want to use when you have an outlier. An outlier would be, well, we don't really have any outliers here because they all are consecutive, are pretty consistent. They're not very far apart, but an outlier would be like if we had like a 32 off by itself. That's what you would want to use as the median. But the mean and the median are both measures of center. Median, very close to the word middle. They both, well, not really. They both have an M, and then the D helps me remember because it looks similar to middle, looks more like middle than mean does. So that means I need to order least to greatest, count till I get to the middle. All right, please give these last 4 questions a try and let me know if you have any questions. All right, good luck.